What's up, guys? Welcome back to another monthly with Kaleidescape and Dream Media. What's going on, fellas?
How's
What's
it
going
going,
on,
Shane?
Shane?
Not
How you doing,
much.
Kellen?
Hanging in there like loose teeth, Luke. How are you, buddy?
I tell you what, I'm coming back from a 3-day weekend. I am rested, recovered, recharged, re-energized. I'm fired up.
Yeah,
July is a beautiful month.
absolutely.
Well, June wasn't a beautiful month for movie releases because there wasn't too much good stuff.
It was an okay month for movie releases. I think that's what I say when I go back and I look at the month. It had a couple of big swings, but it didn't have the same number of tent poles that I think we're going to see coming in the next 2 months.
Well, you know what? Let's start off really quick on something we spoke about for last month's release, which was, let me go back to the list here, which I just watched earlier today. This guy right here, The Surfer.
Oh yeah.
Let me know your, hold on. Well, this is the servers came out last month. $20. It's Dolby Vision, HDR10, 50 gigs. What was your take on this movie? I know it's supposed to be like a psychological thriller. At least I think it was supposed to be.
100%.
Okay.
This
What was the homeless guy, Nick Cage?
Yeah, this is hey, we are a spoiler-free podcast, Shane. I am not here to rip off the Band-Aid for anybody to sully their particular interpretive decisions as they watch that film. It is a delightful little strange movie. It's stranger. What's up, Matt? It is stranger than I think people were anticipating. You can see it's got that disparity in the audience score to the critic score as it comes in. It's a lot like Straw Dogs, classic from the great Dustin Hoffman way back when, but it's not as viscerally disturbing. It's much more unusual, I think, in tone than anything else. But it is still, it is still the sort of man wrestling with humiliation and indecision in his life, fighting through to get some to scrabble up to some sense of identity, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed as they played it through.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. Halfway through, I was just like, yo, why did you not just go home, man? I was like, just go home.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, just scoop out the dog poo in the water fountain. Get yourself some water, man.
yeah. And the movie has what's unusual, which is mean Australians, which is generally that's not how they're depicted as it's coming in.
Yeah, and what's his name? Julian McMahon, who just passed away a couple days
Yeah,
ago,
sad
was
to
in it.
see.
Yeah,
Sad
yeah,
to
It's
yeah.
see.
crazy, yeah.
I mean, I read some articles where they were like he was battling with cancer. I was like, he looked pretty good for when he shot this movie.
So yeah, these folks keep it under wraps as best they can
Yeah,
when they're trying to keep that job worked through.
I don't know if did we talk about this last week? Friendship?
We did
Yeah.
not. Oh, did we?
I
No,
thought I
did
thought
we?
Luke had comments on friendship.
Okay. Okay,
I
well,
don't
I
know.
saw it. I ended up seeing it. This is in Dolby Vision, 60 gig, 59.9 gigs. It straight is a I don't I can see how some people wouldn't like the humor in this, but I totally dug the humor. It's just like I know people like him, so I was just like, okay, I get it. So I dug it all the way through, and then I went and watched his Netflix show, and I was just like, okay, yeah, he's got a specific kind of humor. So
Yeah, it is a Tim Robinson movie.
yeah,
Paul Rudd is the name everybody knows, but this is Tim Robinson's comedy stylings and everything else that they have in place.
yeah, very dark comedy
Yeah.
for sure. And damn, who was his wife again? She was a cutie. Oh, hold on, the name's right
Who's that
here.
chick?
Kate
Kate
Mara.
Mara.
That's it. Yeah, I haven't seen her in a while. 'Cause I remember at the beginning when they were at the meeting at the beginning, and they were talking about having sex. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on with this show? What's this movie about? Okay, so new release. Definitely check, look, guys, if you are into humor or dark humor. Friendship is, I would say, must. Also, check out the Netflix show. All right, so for new for this month, I reviewed this one recently. This is Final Destination Bloodlines. I purchased it on June 18th. Download size 68.5 gigs. Dolby Vision. Look at the scores. Pretty good scores, too. 92% and 87 for audience. Surprisingly, the critics gave it higher, which I found that a little bit weird. But I gave this pretty good marks for AV quality. Very good looking movie. I believe it's a Sony movie, if I'm not
This is
mistaken.
Warner.
Warner? Oh,
Yeah, Warner has the whole Final Destination franchise as it comes
gotcha.
in.
I mean, it looked pretty clean. It looked almost like a Sony movie. And colors are great, just really crisp, really sharp image. A lot of the it's pretty CG heavy, so a lot of the deaths are CG. And good audio too. I didn't think it was like killer audio like most of the horror stuff that's been coming out recently, but I thought it was pretty good though. Decent. I gave it like an 8 point something, 8.7, I think. But funnish movie, kind of predictable in parts, but I think the most, like I said last week, I think the most memorable one is still the one with the log. I think it's part 3, part 2 or 3.
That's 2. Final Destination 2 is the king of the Final Destination
Yeah.
films.
Yeah.
It's got carryover characters from Final Destination 1. It has the most creative Rube Goldberg deaths in the entire series. And it's surprisingly not gory in the relative confines of how
other
everything
movies.
plays out in the Final Destination series. I think they lean into the blood squirting craziness as the franchise goes on. But yeah, this is up there. This is a return to almost to Final Destination 2 levels of great creative deaths. Thrilling. We like to stay as spoiler free as we can, so we'll just call out the opening because it's a Final Destination movie. The Sky Bridge was a delight.
What is there to
I
spoil?
mean, high comedy and great things. The tattoo parlor one, very gross. That one had me in my feelings a little bit.
Tattoo parlor. I thought the
MRI.
I mean, it's in the trailer, so it's
Hmm.
not too much of a spoiler. But the broken glass and the ice in the backyard, that one was pretty wild.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
one was
tough.
that was memorable. But yeah, I thought this one was not quite returned to Final Destination 2 levels, but it was better than a lot of them. I couldn't string off what happens in 4, 5. I don't even know what was in those movies, to be honest. But this one was pretty good, and like Shane said, I thought it was really good. I thought parts of this movie were filmed in like 16K, if I'm not mistaken. Is that
Yeah, I think so.
okay? I mean, it's all down back to 4, but the way that they captured a lot of the material, that's why it looks so good. But yeah, audio wasn't a complete miss. I thought it was a pretty fun watching movie. I liked
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like the beginning.
And a movie like this that has very deliberate, drawn out, specific death scenes really can lean into that audio in ways that are really creative and interesting and fun, and really build up the atmospherics in a way that's the really high, showcases your audio in a beautiful way. It's not. I don't know that it hits the big peaks of, say, It, which I know has been a big go-to demo for a lot of people in the horror camp. But still really has some unbelievable moments that pop and that just sound good. I mean, it's a very specific audience that you actually want to showcase a horror scene for. But when you do have that person in, this is a movie that could definitely steer you into some of the things that are showing off all the peaks and valleys that are best.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, fun movie. I think it's worth it. I don't know how much it was. Oh, $40 on Kaleidescape right now. Good, fun horror movie. Definitely, horror's definitely having a bit of a renaissance this year. That's for sure. Alma and the Wolf. I didn't see this, but what is this about, Luke?
It's about Alma and a wolf. No, it's about a police officer who has a woman that stumbles into his life who's claiming to have been attacked by an animal, and as he starts to investigate it, he sees something dark and twisted might be in the background of what's going on. I think you can see from the cover art is the thing that's dark and twisted. Like a wolfman figure? Is there some lycanthropy that's actually part of it? It's I think a very interesting film. I think Ethan Embry is very good in it. This is one of those movies that came out that I was surprised by how much I liked it more than I thought I would, but it underwhelms in some of the FX departments as it comes through in a way that doesn't totally support it out. So I have a mixed bag on this particular one.
Not even rated. Is this like a B-level movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is this another B-level movie? This is only HD. This is Turno Nocturno.
Yeah, but this Night
Okay.
Shift, this is actually a pretty fun one. This is based on a legendary hospital in Mexico that is said to be haunted by an old night nurse, and it follows from the point of view of a young nurse starting her shift that starts to encounter strange happenings on the floor. It's Tony Dalton has a role as sort of a one of the creepy doctors on the floor. This is a fun one. This is like a sneaky fun Saturday night movie for me.
Is this in English?
No, it's in Spanish.
Spanish. Okay. Look at that. It's a Spanish right there. All right. Well, maybe I'll check that out. I did see season 1 of this when it was on, I think, HBO. I had no idea it went for 4 seasons, but this is season 4, $25, 87 gigs. This is Tyler Hoechlin and Elizabeth Tulloch in Superman and Lois. Plus, he's got 2 kids in this show, by the way. What did you think? Have you seen any of these episodes or no?
I mean, Shane, I've seen every episode. I am designed to be a super consumer. I like Superman and Lois as a show. I thought it was it's a very interesting, like, this is sort of closing out the CW's extended Arrowverse perspective on kind of doing DC adaptations that are going out on the screen. And this is not part of that contiguous world, but it's in that same vein of kind of building sub stories from the Superman narrative and kind of creating a little narrative piece out of it. And this is focusing on a very domestic Superman. This is his teenage sons in high school, some of them starting to see some extraterrestrial abilities emerge. Him managing things with his wife as they've sort of settled into domestic bliss, and it's a pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting show, very broad and rangy. Mostly with these CW shows, those first couple of seasons you really get in for a particular hook, and they're really effective. And then there's just a lot of mythology to carry out by the time that you get to the end, which, if you're really into that, is wonderful. Just means there's a lot of great interconnected stuff. It's a lot of weight to carry up. Same thing with the Supergirl show that they had, that I thought was very good, especially early on. I think we're really underrated, and then it had like 8 million characters by the time that we got to its concluding season. And Arrow, which went from a dark vigilante show into something that was part of a shared universe in a much sort of more soft, general, extended universe way.
So this wraps up the entire series?
No, I mean, it's just an offshoot, but it's one of the last ones that I think we see that they've done development on. So that's one of the... I don't think we have anything airing today that's part of that sort of extended Greg I think Greg Berlanti was behind most of them as they put them out into the field.
That's right. I forgot Emmanuel Chikri is in this from Entourage.
Correct.
That is right.
She is our Lana Lang in this particular series.
That's right. Yeah, I need to catch up on it. What else we have that's worthwhile here? Rick and Morty, the anime. I've not seen this. Kellen, have you seen this?
No, sir, have not.
I know Luke has. Season 1.
Pass.
How many seasons are there?
There's no more seasons. This is a it's a thought experiment of a TV show. It's convoluted. We'll put it out there. It's very divisive among the big Rick and Morty fans. There's a very extended, overlapping sort of sub anime world of Rick and Morty that you follow into, and there's an alien that Morty gets involved with that's kind of looping time around, and it causes a whole bunch of cycles of different things to take place, but not in like a fun Groundhog Day way, in a much more confusing fashion, but really pretty engaging if you can kind of grab your arms around it and follow through the story threads.
I've never seen. I've only seen clips of it. I've never seen the show at
Yeah.
all. This looks interesting. At least the poster does. Tornado. This
Ah.
is in 18th century Scotland. A samurai puppeteer's daughter. What? Vows vengeance on the bandits who cut down her father. How is this? Is this a TV movie?
No, this is part of one of the things that IFC Shutter, the AMC branch, has
Got
been
you.
putting out. And
Thanks.
here's a movie that pretty good critics ratings. I think the audience rating reads to me like a lot of people that didn't know what they were getting into when they sat down for this film. I think it's a really engaging movie. This is like a almost Western thread samurai tale that has a really great portrait of Tim Roth as like a terrible leader of bandits that's sort of driving Jack London through in order to make hay as they're moving from town to town, not on horseback, just walking from town to town. It's bleak in the Scottish backlands, but it's really good performances and some really engaging storylines that are in place.
Oh, Jack says that it is the last season of Superman and Lois, also the last series of the Arrowverse. Probably to move on to the Gunverse, I would assume.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that's still to be worked out. James Gunn is doing some development stuff for shows that are going to start to pop up on HBO and other channels. So, he's already started Creature Commandos, which is his animated sort of Suicide Squad sort of offshoot that he's doing, and his first big movie drops this Friday. So I'm excited to see how that all comes out.
Yes, indeed. I'm sure you saw all these seasons too. The Handmaid's Tale.
Sure. I think a pretty satisfying conclusion to the 6 series. Did you watch any of this, Shane?
No.
Yeah. It's
Why would I?
it's pretty bleak. So it is it is a dark tale, but both Elizabeth Moss and Yvonne Stravinsky are absolutely wonderful in this show. Really strong performances. And then Bradley Whitford, who had been gone for a while, he comes on strong in the final couple of seasons. Yeah, it's a show, got a lot of critical acclaim in its first couple of seasons,
Yeah.
and then was there sort of as an audience favorite instead as it was airing out. Really glad to have that one put a bow on it.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good stuff about it. But then I hear that it kind of like teetered off towards the last couple seasons.
Yeah, I think that I think it's one of those things where it extends its story. It makes a deliberate turn after the third or fourth season to continue engagement in another way, and it's a lot. It's a lot of narrative. It's a hard story. Every season has some very bleak tales, so it's one of
Yeah.
those things where there's some trauma fatigue, I think, that people had continuing to watch it.
This looks like a movie. I have not heard about this one. What is this called? Swamp Dogg gets his pool painted. An aging musician who became a cult icon over his varied career transforms his house into a haven for artists.
This is great.
Is this a comedy?
This is a tremendous. It's a.
Whoa.
You will find humor in it. It's a documentary.
Oh, is it?
This is
100%.
a real story. Swamp Dogg is a real guy. A sort of a cult '70s figure that just keeps working and keeps carving out life and keeps supporting other musicians. This is a delightful film.
Okay, interesting. I thought it was a comedy about Snoop Dogg or something like that.
He was a DOWG before Snoop ever was on the scene.
Okay. Oh, I'll put this on my list. 100%. That's a rare. All right, Sister Midnight, 1499. After moving to Mumbai to be wed, a peculiar young woman quietly rebels against her deteriorating arranged marriage.
Yeah,
Not heard about this one.
Yeah, this is art house fare thing. She gets stranger as she's sort of extricating herself from her marriage. But it's a wonderful performance. It's an incredibly shot film. Yeah, this is a great movie if you like the art house style films. If you're not really into that scene, obviously, I think it might end up just reading a little bit, to you. But if you have a taste for that, really really great performances, really great camera work, really inventive story.
Is this a Bollywood type of thing?
It's phew, did I read that one? I think so. I think it's in. I think it's
In
in.
audio tracks. Hindi.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
So yeah,
that's
it's
right.
like an Indian. Okay. I thought so. I thought she was like a killer with a mop or something like that.
No.
All right. So I did see this when it first came out on, I think, Apple TV, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken.
Yeah.
4K CR10, 51 gigs. I would have to agree with both of these scores. Not quite as good as I thought it was going to be. It's got Matt Damon, Casey Affleck. They are a former Marine and his ex-con partner go on the lam after a planned heist of Boston's corrupt mayor goes awry. Tough recommend on me. I just thought it was going to be a little bit more comedy, Ocean's 11 type of thing, but it really
Yeah.
wasn't. Not a
Yeah, it
win
fell
for me.
short. I
Yeah.
had some high hopes with Matt Damon and Casey Affleck, but not the greatest.
He's only good with the other Affleck. What'd you think, Luke?
We all know I'm a generous grader. I I had fun. I thought the bits with the therapist were entertaining. It was a little rangy for me. It was a story that I couldn't. It kind of kept squishing around and going off to other places that I didn't necessarily see where it wanted to go. But yeah, I thought it was fun, but not the most interesting movie that I've seen.
Yeah.
It's part of a trend, though, that I do like to see. There's Apple is starting to get some of the stuff that they did as their original movies, Apple original films. They're starting to come out into the EST market, and so we did already see here. This came out the same time that Emancipation with Will Smith came out.
Yep.
And Wolves was out. We talked about last month.
Yeah.
Wolves had come out earlier, so that's sort of fun to see in the market. We're always happy when these movies start to kind of become untethered from a single streaming location and become available to everybody at home, because you get to see all the bells and whistles that they can possibly contain when they come out on the
Yeah.
Kaleidescape platform.
Especially with Formula One hitting the theaters last weekend. Hopefully that makes it to your system sooner than later.
Knock on surface. I'm right there with you. It's
Yeah.
a lot of the
Not
folks
a
that I
bad
know here
movie.
at the office have seen it and they really enjoyed it.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
Fun
these
flick.
last two movies, no Atmos. That's Apple's not giving up that, huh?
This is we put whatever Sony's given us up onto the store.
That's a bummer. Well, I saw that. I think this happened. They dropped this like post slap, right? His first movie after the slap.
Yeah,
And
I think it had already been finished before he
Yeah.
had the incident at the Oscars.
And then it kind of bombed. I saw this. I remember seeing this first day it came out. And another Antoine Fuqua was the only good one he had. Was that Training Day?
Training Day was a really
Yeah.
good movie.
And then what was it? Magnificent Seven, I think he did too.
Well, he did, and he's
The remake.
and he did the Equalizer.
I like the first one. I
Yeah.
didn't like the last two. Yeah.
I mean,
First one was the only good one.
I like the third one more than I like the second one. For sure.
Southpaw wasn't terrible.
Yeah,
Fourth
Southpaw's
one's
pretty good.
fine.
Let's see. Some winners here. That one sucked. This one sucked. Oh no, the first one was good.
Oh,
Bullet Train was
Shooter.
good.
That's good. Mark Wahlberg. That was a fun movie.
Yeah, Shooter was decent. Yeah, Olympus. Which one was Olympus?
Well,
What's the first one?
Bullet Train he didn't direct. He was a producer on that.
Oh,
David Leitch
producer.
directed Bullet Train.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, this was good. I saw this one recently again, about a couple months ago. I liked it. I hated it the first time around, but I liked it the second time around. Training Day obviously is good. Southpaw was good. King Arthur sucked. Tears of the Sun. Did he do this?
Yep.
He did. That was good, if I remember correctly. I know people didn't like Infinite, but I like this one. Only $10.
I
too.
didn't watch it. Didn't that come out
was good.
on like Paramount Plus or
Yeah,
something?
Paramount
or
Plus,
something
yeah.
weird?
Good Atmos in this. It's a little out there, sci-fi-ish, but I thought it was good. Really good Atmos. Replacement Killers classic. I forgot he did this one. That's a good one. Bro, Mira Sorvino, where's she been?
Tell you, she's living her best life. That's what she's doing.
Gosh, Brooklyn's Finest? I don't remember that. Lightning in a Bottle. And then Emancipation. I mean, this was... No, I didn't like this at all. What am I going to say? This wasn't that good. Not one of Will Smith's best.
Yeah.
But it's available now on the Kaleidescape. What else we came out this week? Oh, God, this one here. You know what? I liked the first one. I enjoyed the first one. I saw this. It dropped on Amazon last month, I think.
Yep.
30. I would have to agree with the 36%. Very surprised they gave it a 60. The critics. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. Well, this was just bad. This was just like every scene. Blake Lively had a new outfit on. I'm just like, what? I was like, it's just not good, man.
Yeah, I think I was not the audience for this film.
Yeah.
It was deep camp, and and fashion on parade, and convoluted. Whew.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, layered and encircled as it came out at the end. I mean, I still enjoyed watching it. I really like Anna Kendrick. I enjoyed her in this as I usually enjoy her.
She's like the only good thing.
Yeah, but I do prefer the first film in the series. I will say that.
Yeah, it's a little bit more creative. Listen, if you're gonna watch this, I'm not saying don't get on the Kaleidescape, but if you got Amazon, you can watch it already right now.
I would never recommend anybody do that.
And then this dropped recently. This is Ballerina from the world of John Wick. This is 83.7 gigs in Dolby Vision, 72 in HDR10, Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision. I watched this a little earlier today. Well, I saw it at the movie theaters. I took a pretty hard nap when I saw it at the theaters midway through. I tried to catch it again today and still caught a pretty good nap midway through. Ending finale fight, pretty kick-ass, I'll give it that. Other than that, though, she's no John Wick. And I don't know. We're not hitting winners this month. That's all I'm going to
She's
say.
not Shane. She's the ballerina. She's not.
100%. I mean, you're full of the crazy juice on this one. This is great.
Oh, gosh.
This movie was fantastic. There's more fun, creative action set pieces in this than there were in several of the middle John Wick films. I had every second that I was watching this, I was delighted.
I don't know where this 92% comes from because this movie just straight up bombed.
That's me. This movie was huge. Ballerina, absolute winner. Wonderful set pieces. Great filming. Pacey. I loved it. It was 2 hours, but it was a brisk 2 hours.
Brisk.
Enjoyed everything about this. Really, truly. I mean, what's not to love? This is like the Final Destination movies. When I see a John Wick film, all I'm looking for is he getting kicked by a horse? Is he grabbing a pencil? What's he doing? We got the flamethrowers. We got the ice skates. We have so many great little action set pieces in this movie. I was truly delighted by it.
You see, I think they put her in this movie because she kicked ass in Bond. She was nice and svelte. She was sexy in that little tight black dress, doing better stuff than Bond was doing. They were like, you know what? Let's put her in a John Wick movie. Give her her own movie. She was like as hot as she was in Bond for about 5 minutes in this movie. The rest of it, she was wearing a winter coat.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't want to see her like dressed up like a lumberjack.
She was an action star, Shane. She was there to punch people in the face.
That's not.
She was not there to do slinky dance.
That's not what his guys
dance. I didn't want to see slinky dance. I was not like if they had slinky dance Anna de Armas in this movie, how this movie would have been so boring.
She didn't dance in Bond.
They would have spent all the time with her just being like, "Does my dress look okay?" No, I don't want to. That's a disaster. Let the ladies punch people in the face. That's what I want to see, Shane.
Put her in a black dress doing that, not in a lumberjack coat. Okay. I was just like, this is boring. I was like, what am I watching here?
Crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Kellen, did you see this one yet?
Have not. I heard good things about it. A couple of my friends were like, "Yeah, it's a pretty good movie." So definitely on the list, but did not get a chance to. I bought it. It's downloaded. It's ready to go. Just haven't had the time to pop it in and sit down and give it my full attention. So
Well,
In for a
Kellen,
treat.
you're gonna love it. It's an absolute delight.
yeah,
If
I like the Wick movies. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, these are the best. But yeah, optimistic about it. So, anyways,
I
I'm
would
looking
say
forward to it.
if John Wick was a 10, each sequel after it notched down. Boop, 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 boop. This one follows a trend. Boop, down. For me,
Oh, that's funny. You like 3 more than 4?
listen, I would put them all on the same level. All the sequels on the same level, really.
Got it. Okay.
John Wick would be
There's
10, and
John
then everything
Wick.
else would be fives.
There's Dog Revenge, and then there's the actual John Wick universe that they developed.
Because let's be real, how many people can John Wick kill in a movie? I mean, come on. It's
All
at
of
least
them.
50, 60 people per movie.
As many as possible. I mean, one of the other things is I will say John Wick does make a cameo in this movie, and I really
Yeah,
do
that's a
like
good
that
part.
they leaned into supporting the legend, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember seeing John Wick 4 at the theaters. Halfway through, I fell asleep. When I fell asleep in John Wick 4, he was killing somebody. I woke up about 20 minutes later in the theater. I was like, oh, he's still killing somebody. I was like, did I miss anything? I was like, come
You
on,
need to
man.
also add you go and see these movies at like midnight and at 1 a.m. and at like
No, at the theaters, man. I go in the
That's right.
afternoon. I catch
And
the matinees.
that's right. That's right. I just want to say, Shade, if you need to see a doctor for your narcolepsy issues, it's a possibility. That's what we're running into here.
So Luke recommends John or Ballerina.
Strongly. I really enjoyed. Well, and here's the interesting thing, Shane, is that I went into this movie, saw it on Father's Day at the theaters, and then came back and got to watch it on our platform and support, which really always made me happy. And I had trepidation going into the film because I thought they were going to make the movie you wanted to see. And I was pre-bored with that movie, with just like, let's make Ana de Armas sexy, and let's
Oh, yeah.
not actually have her do anything that's interesting in fighting. And Len Wiseman, I think, very smartly said, "No, these movies, whether we put a new character in it or not, they're almost exclusively about stunt coordination and fight scenes. How creative can our fight choreography be? And if you like that in your films, this is a continuation of that saga's really creative and inventive ways to have people murder and stab and fight each other, and look like they're being punched in a really fun way."
If I was watching the first Underworld with Kate Beckinsale, and she was wearing a lumberjack outfit the entire time, I'd be like, what am I watching? I was like, it'd be a totally different experience.
100%,
It would
because
totally take me right out of it.
you know what happens in that movie? Nothing. She jumps and shoots her gun. I mean, the fight choreography in that movie compared to this one is it's the Grand Canyon. That's
It's a
how far apart they are.
it's one of the movies that sets off the female heroine. So Ballerina can thank Len Wiseman and Underworld for that, and Kate Beckinsale.
Ballerina can thank the Wachowskis for putting Trinity in that suit and actually having
Well,
her
there you go,
fight and
too.
punch somebody in the face.
Could you imagine if Trinity was shooting people up riding a motorcycle in a lumberjack jacket for all the Matrix movies? It wouldn't even be the same.
It'd be great.
People wouldn't even remember Trinity's name. She'd be like John Wick and the woman. Wouldn't be the same. This is what this suffers from.
it's hard to pull off that 2-wall roundhouse kick with the biker helmet on and a raincoat.
It's
Okay,
true.
she's got to be in some tight gloves to pull
Well,
that off.
clearly you haven't seen Ballerina yet, so you come back with that comment when
You're going to know all about it. You're going to unlock the potential.
okay.
Side
And then,
note: while we're on Matrix, has anybody seen Cosm?
oh,
And
I
what
saw
they're
that.
doing
Yeah,
at Cosm?
yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
my gosh, that looks awesome.
That's by you, right?
It's in Dallas
Oh,
and
Dallas.
Los Angeles. Yeah. So Luke, are you Los Angeles?
No, I'm in the Silicon Valley,
Oh,
Northern
okay.
California. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Isn't that as big as the Sphere?
No.
No, not quite as big.
Did you switch a button or something? You sound like you're like echoing
No,
on my end.
nope. Luke.
I didn't change
Oh,
any buttons. I'll go look at my settings, see if I have anything crazy.
Oh, good hair, good hair. But yeah, it looks pretty cool though. It looks like I don't know, they re-rendered like I don't know if it's for the entire movie or not, but it's like you watch the movie in a little window, and then the rest is like the background of what's happening in the scene. They kind of extend it outwards.
Yeah, that's really very, very cool looking. I saw some folks on Instagram that put up clips of scenes of the movie that they were playing through with it.
Yeah, looks way bigger than IMAX. And then here we got the big one for, well, actually this came out this month, but this is Thunderbolts, 79 gigs and then 73 gigs, Dolby Vision HDR10. I like the visual, the cinematography in this. I think this might be the best looking Marvel movie, personally, the way it was just
Ooh.
shot.
High praise.
Some of the action worked for me. Suffers from the Marvel we don't know how to make bad guy syndrome, and the Sentry should have been Superman worthy kick-assness, but so I'm not trying to give away the ending or anything like that.
Sure.
But if you get defeated by a hug, there's problems. Okay, we just put it that way. Kellen, did you watch it?
no, I did not. I don't really plan on it, to be honest. Luke
worth a watch.
convinced me otherwise.
It's worth a watch.
No, I mean, well, so I think Kellen's being smart with his time because he might. It sounds like you've got a little superhero fatigue, and I think if you've got some superhero fatigue, there's no hard necessary connection for watching this movie to getting wherever they're going next. I think the reason to watch it is because Florence Pugh is great. She's just one of our great actors working today, and she makes sort of she makes a superhero style character much more interesting narratively than those characters generally deserve to be. I mean, it's a movie about a ragtag group of mercenaries that go and end up fighting back against a little government agency that's trying to get them eliminated. So that's a plot line that's there, but also fundamentally it's about sort of a person who's been, from her history and all the other shows, just sort of, she's a little bit driftless, and she's trying to kind of reconcile herself with that as she's just sort of going through the motions in her mercenary style career, and trying to kind of fight through the depression in order to get a better sense of what she wants to do. And she makes all that a lot more compelling than I think it can be in a standard superhero film. And I think all the other people that are in the movie, they're featured, from Captain America, from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We've got the Wyatt Russell character as the U.S. agent, and we've got who's the one who's from was it from the second Ant-Man movie?
Oh, Ghost. Yeah, Ghost.
That's in there. But there's literally no. This is not like Marvel's, where it feels like you went into the movie and you were like, "Oh, I didn't do my homework. I don't have any idea who these people are." But their backstory stuff that you got from the other shows doesn't really matter, which is something Marvel needs to stay good at. I think they did it very well in this movie, and I think they need to stay good at it if they want to be.
You bring up a great point, because
compelling.
that's part of the reason that I did not watch it. Is I'm so far, I mean, embarrassed to say that I haven't even seen any of the Avengers. So like getting into it now, it's like, okay, I've got to invest so much time to go back and figure out what the flip is going on in this whole storyline of movies. And so
and it's too much.
it's just like, okay, where do I even start? Okay, now I gotta go back here. Oh no, you actually need to go back here. No, you need to go back here. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's 8-9 years ago of movies.
Yeah.
You don't need to see the old Avengers because these are the new Avengers.
Yeah.
You're starting fresh.
You're starting fresh. We're getting into the next phase.
Gotcha.
So this is essentially Marvel's therapy for superheroes. This is what the entire movie's about. Essentially.
Yeah. And I mean, and it's all based on the narrative from the MCU comics. The Sentry is a character that did have a whole arc. Void, hashtag spoilers, is a character in the movies as a villain that does have an entire arc. All of these other characters do exist, but I think are given some different color in order to kind of become their own creatures here in this particular universe that they're doing. David Harbour has a lot of fun playing comic relief, continuing his character from the Black Widow movie. So they're having a good time with the movie, I think.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite character is Wyatt Russell. He's the best dude. I wish they would just give him a. They should just gave him Captain America role.
Well, they did, and it didn't go well.
That's true. Yeah, I guess you would have to see the show for that one.
That's right.
He's got his taco shield now. I can't believe they kept the taco shield. I was like, okay. But as much as I didn't like this movie, I kind of like it 50%. It's like I like it, but I don't like it. But 93%, I think that's kind of reaching personally. But okay, it's worth a watch. I think it's worth a watch.
Yeah, I think it's a really fun movie. It's not a straight action movie, which doesn't give it that same sort of actioneer appeal. If you're debating between watching Independence Day again or watching this new Marvel movie, they are not in the same camp. This does not give you the satisfaction of punching an alien in the face. You should go back for that rustic old school throwback if you're looking for that.
Some new catalog titles. I was watching Lethal Weapon 2 weeks ago, and he mentions Air America in it. I was like, wait a minute, he made an Air America movie, and here you guys go. You guys dropped it. This is Dolby Vision HDR10. I don't remember this movie at all. I remember seeing it once, but I don't remember it. Apparently, it wasn't very good.
It didn't connect necessarily with the audience that it had, but it's a movie that it's got a strong cast. It's a movie a lot of people own. So it became one of those films. It doesn't have any of the markers here on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's certainly a movie that did a lot of business in DVD sales as it came out. A lot of people have seen this one.
I got to rewatch that again. Catch Me If You Can. You guys dropped this. I remember seeing this. This was a fun little movie.
It was a very, very fun movie.
Yeah. Young Leo.
Have you seen this, Kellen?
Yeah, for when it first came out a long time ago. That was a good movie.
Yeah, I always forget it's a Spielberg movie. But but he's made something that's propulsive and fun. Really carries you through the entire story in a really engaging way.
And was there anything else?
Well, Bring Her Back. You keep skipping over that one, Shane. Is that one you're gonna watch? You think?
I fell asleep watching it today. Is what he told me.
I forgot. No,
the only movie that I watch all month. And then he's like, "Oh,
I forgot.
I fell asleep."
I forgot. I didn't see this on the list. All right, so yeah, I just saw this a little earlier today. This is in Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. It's good shot, nice. It's a very clean, crisp looking movie. This is 63 gigs, 56 gigs, the HDR10. 79%, 89%. I mean, not one of my favorite horror movies. I put it in the 50s personally. But it's got some pretty good Atmos in it. It's got some pretty good surround in it. The Atmos effects really only 2. It's more like a 7.1.2 mix. You only get 2 height channels. Unless you have 4. If you have 6, you only get 2. But there's some good creepy audio effects in it. The visuals, 824. What was that movie? Not Heretic.
Heredity.
Heredity, where she's got the little creepy little girl in it. There's a girl in this. This kind of has the slight thing. She's blind, so she got one eye that kind of wanders a bit, which is a little off-putting at times when it just kind of lingers, bounces back and forth. Just like, okay, it's weird, but I know what they're doing. And yeah, there's some disturbing stuff in here, but I feel like I haven't seen it. It's not like anything super new.
Yeah.
I think it's genuinely unsettling. I mean, I think this one is on my very harder to recommend horror camp, even though I think it's a really great movie, really well made. Sally Hawkins' performance is absolutely incredible in it. But man, this is one that definitely gets under your skin. This has the issue that Hereditary had, which is that anchored by an unbelievable central female lead performance that really I think sucks you in and makes it even more disturbing than it could be. I was less disturbed, even though it was even freakier, by the two brothers whose name I cannot remember how to say. Philippus. These directors, they did the Talk to Me, the movie about the handshake with death, freaky movie, which I also thought was really great.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one too. That's the main reason I wanted to watch this one. And yeah, this one is not in that lure of Heredity or what's the other one that everyone says it's the most disturbing one to watch or whatever. It's where they go to the Swiss Alps or
Oh,
something, and it's
Midsommar,
Midsummer. Yeah,
one of my
it's
favorite
not to
movies.
that level, but it was okay. It wasn't. Yeah, it was good. Pretty unique. It was good. I liked it. And like Shane said, I thought it was super crisp. One of the cleanest movie I've seen in a while. I remember one scene in particular. I was like, dude, this is like super sharp. It's like at the beginning of the movie. She's waiting for the bus, and she kind of friends kind of are mean to her at the beginning, but the
Yeah.
jacket that she has on is like the texture of it and everything. It was like razor sharp. So the movie was shot really well. I don't know how it was, originally captured or anything like that, but it was a really good visual presentation all the way through.
Yeah, it was I don't know if I would recommend it or not, but apparently Kellen does.
It's it's hard to like Luke said, it's kind of like if you like scary movies, yeah, take a stab at it, but it's like, yeah, my
If
parents,
you
I'm like, hey, have you seen Bring Her Back? You need to go check that out.
yeah, if you like smart, disturbing, scary movies, it's a great movie to put into your watch list. If you're looking
Yeah,
for a fun, scary movie night, no, sir.
yeah,
Do not be confused. It's the fun factor is lower.
yeah. Let's go with Bloodlines for that one.
100%. The explosions, drilled. Yeah.
You got some classics here: Hard Boiled and City on Fire from Chow Yun Fat, John Woo.
Yeah, this is great. All summer long, Shout is releasing some of these incredible Hong Kong action films as they're coming in, and really excited to get this set of films that hadn't been available generally at all for a long time, and to actually not just get them made available, but to get very nice rescans that are being put up for them.
Only $15, not a bad deal. And of course, classic Time Cop, Time After Time. Mia Sara's in this. Remember her?
I remember Mia Sarah.
Dolby Vision. God, 37? Oh god, these guys are so wrong. And then what else? And then Point Break. I think that's been there for a while.
Yeah, Mia Sarah, who's just made a comeback again. She's in Life of Chuck, which is coming out.
Oh, this end of the month, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe. And then, of course, what do we got coming up here on the pre-order section? Brian Hard, Jurassic World Rebirth, Materialists, Mithrigan 2.0. What is this? How to Train Your... Oh, this is the
live
new
action
one.
adaptation
Oh,
of
that
How
was
to
a good
Train Your
one.
Dragon.
I went and seen
Yeah.
that in the theaters with the kiddos. That was great.
Oh, great.
What, Megan?
No, How to Train Your Dragon.
How dare you?
I'll
The
take my
Unholy
6-year-old to
Trinity.
see Megan 2.0.
What is this?
The Unholy Trinity. It's a Western. It's coming out, I think, tomorrow.
Did this even go to the theaters? This is Warner Brothers. I don't think so. Well, apparently it did. I've never even heard about this.
Luke, are you allowed to say the release date on this one?
It's right there on the scene. It's right. Well,
Oh,
and generally, Kellen.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that they changed the dates is now that the releases are so much sooner. Most of the official communication dates, which is when we can talk about release dates, are the day before release. So
Oh.
that's what the shift is. It used to be it used to be when it was 3 months before the release, then you would get to 1 month or 3 weeks before, and they would drop the okay that you could actually put the date out because they were doing it as an event to start to build excitement as it comes in. Now we're in a much narrower window, and so they're not including that as a launch date nearly so much. So
gotcha.
Top Gun, as we see right here, you can feel it's not coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, Mission.
I'm comfortable making that announcement to everybody.
Not
Gotcha.
tomorrow. Probably late July or August, I would presume.
You're a presumptuous person. Tom Cruise likes to keep his movies in the theater.
In theater. Yep, absolutely. Well, that's good. That's good note. Maybe we can have these podcasts on Monday afternoons going forward. That way, you could spill the tea on a few
I'm
of
happy
these.
happy to spill the tea on anything that I have coming out the next day. Very excited to bang the drum.
They're already late. The date's already there already, though.
That's
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That wraps it up. I'm surprised we stretched it to an hour. There's only, I mean, I've only seen like 2 movies from last month.
Yeah, you were not hyperactive there. Although you did do a review on the Lethal Weapon director's cut that dropped.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I forgot. It was kind of dated now that I rewatched.
So, Luke, I'm going to give you a task. You're going to
thing.
give me 1 or 2 movies to watch based on the movies that I'm telling you.
Okay.
Okay? So, here are some of my more, I would say, favorite movies. The Batman,
Okay.
Prisoners,
Okay.
Drive,
Okay.
I mean, let's see.
Those are all great
Inception.
movies. Inception. Okay.
Yep. Trying to think of more recent ones as well.
That you haven't seen?
Yeah, that I haven't seen based on some of these.
Based on those styles of films.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. I liked stylistically Long Legs,
Okay.
Zodiac.
Okay. So you're a grimdark guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You like these things. So I'm surprised 7 isn't on your list.
7's definitely on there.
Yeah. Okay. So you like things.
I think that's what got me hooked on that type of style.
Yeah. It's and I really like that. I really love the 4K remaster that they did on 7.
But I mean, like I like Dune. But I feel like whenever I start throwing in those movies, you're gonna start recommending stuff that I've for sure seen because those are more like epic, blockbuster, huge cinematic pieces. Dark Knight,
Sure.
you know.
Yeah. Let me. I'm just thinking off the top of the dome. That is a. What do we have? Anything that is in that particular really dark and grim vein that people haven't seen nearly as much? Yeah. No, I think I keep thinking of movies that I know that you've already seen. Did you?
Sicario is another good one.
Sicario is another one. Yeah, I think
It kind of follows that same kind of dark.
Yeah, but you don't like it to be too disturbing.
I don't care.
Okay. Look, Chad is recommending 8mm to you. I think that's a solid choice. That's a twisty dark film
Okay.
that comes in.
What's that Jim Carrey movie with the numbers?
1408.
I've seen that.
Oh, you saw it.
Yeah. It's been forever, but I've seen that one.
Have you seen Insomnia?
Insomnia.
Memento.
Memento I've seen.
Yeah. Well, and Insomnia, pointedly, if you get a chance, if you can find it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've seen all of Christopher. I was like, that's another Christopher Nolan movie. Yeah, I've seen all Nolan stuff.
Yeah. Well, if we can get it, we don't have it on platform right now, but I love the original Insomnia, which is one that I can't wait if I can find a way to get that guy pulled in. You've seen Silence of the Lambs.
I would hope so.
Yes.
You've seen Donnie Darko.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. So I think this is the thing. I'm running through the list, and I keep running into things that
Running Scared with Paul Walker. I've seen anything that Paul Walker had to offer.
Sure.
Love that guy.
He's coming back.
That's what chat recommended.
That's a good one. Did you see The Game?
The game.
Yeah, this is early David Fincher with Michael
Hmm.
Douglas.
Oh no, I have not seen this.
Falling Down with Michael Douglas.
Yeah, I would put that one up on your list.
How do you feel about Fincher doing the American Squid Games?
I
I'll be honest, that's what my time got gobbled up this month was Bear came
Yep,
out and
sure.
Squid Games.
What'd
So
you think of this season of The Bear?
um
Oh, you didn't like it. Okay.
it's okay. It was good. It wasn't like I thought this was honestly the worst of the 4 seasons to
Oh,
me.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. There was the episode where they made it snow for the guest and but I've still got like 3 episodes left. So, but it's kind of missing the mark for me, but I could have just been like coming off the Squid Games high cuz I think they ended that very well.
Mm.
Where some of the shows that I've loved that Netflix has done, like kind of just like Ozarks. I loved Ozarks, and then it was like, what the hell did you guys do the last 4 episodes? It needed like 2 more seasons.
Yeah.
But
Well, the nice thing about The Bear, you've got 3 great episodes that are remaining, and then it did get renewed for a 5th season,
yeah,
so you're going to see
yeah,
it come
I
back.
saw that
For
too.
me, the 4th season's a strong improvement on the 3rd season. I
Mm.
mean, none
Yeah,
of them.
third wasn't all that great either.
Yeah,
But
none of them hit the highs of season 2. Season 2's got
season 2 is
2
awesome.
absolute
Yeah,
superlative episodes of television. I've watched the Forks episode of that show, I don't know, 20 times. It's just spectacularly made television. So yeah, that's one to come through.
It's a question for you, Luke. For the love of God, could we get John Mayer Where the Light is Back on the Kaleidescape? Put Metallica Through the Never on there too while you're at it.
Well, look at that. I appreciate all those recommendations, Dave. Right now, John Mayer, Where the Light is from a licensor that we don't have a deal with. So whenever we're able to get a deal renewal that would get that in place, we're happy to get that movie back up onto the store. It's something I would certainly love to get done, but it's just not available right now.
Will the Ozzy tribute come out on Kscape?
I have not received any avails regarding the Ozzy tribute, but I'm really excited for that.
Another one. Is there a reason why multiple movies on the Kaleidescape are cropped? The movie taken is 1.781 on K, but it's a 239 movie. Domestic Disturbance is the same way.
Yeah, these are films. This is how the prints were sent over to us. This is actually an ongoing conversation that I have with the retailer that's behind those things to see if there's alternate cuts that would be made available to us. So no announcements on that yet, but maybe that's something we'd have an alternate version that we'd be able to make available.
I was wondering this myself. I saw this not that long ago. Why don't they have No Country for Old Men on 4K?
You have a Haley still up there. Why don't we have No Country for Old Men in 4K? We didn't have an avail for it.
I didn't even realize that.
So I don't think it's up anywhere in 4K digitally. So it might become available in 4K as the market comes out.
Is it?
We would love for that to happen, but currently it's not available in EST.
There's a 4K. There's a 4K disc, right? Like it is available in 4K.
I don't. That's a great question, Shane. You might know that better than me.
I feel like I have it in 4K. 4K. Boom. Is it? 4K Criterion. Okay. Yeah, there is. Yeah, I saw it not long ago. What was the other one here? The Beach with Leo DiCaprio. Was that a? That's not a horror. That's not a dark thriller, is it?
It's spiritually dark. It's aligned with a director who's got stylistically a lot of the stuff that Kellen's interested in.
I've seen that back in the yeah.
That's from Danny Boyle, who's returned to the 28 franchise with 28 years later, which is in theaters now.
Gosh, did you see that?
I've not seen it yet. I'm excited to see it still.
Yeah, so was I.
You would say temper that excitement. That's not one that's for you.
There's a bit of a twist at the end there, which is so weird. I don't want to say anything though. Why don't they have none of the Terrifiers?
Yeah, those are just films we haven't gotten avails for yet, but it's possible.
That's a
Uh,
Kellen movie.
it's a possibility we can
Oh,
get
I've
them
seen
over
them
there.
all. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah, gore for the sake of gore.
Gore, funny. Yeah, it's just like a turn your brain off and just watch stupid stuff for a little while.
Yep.
The Fall from Tarsim Singh.
It's another one that's from a small. It used to be with a provider that we had a licensing deal with, and it's transferred to a smaller provider that we don't have a deal with yet. So obviously, we're always continually working through to get more rights to more titles, and every time we can get rights, we'll try and bring the best of what they have to offer over onto the platform.
There you go. All right. Any new news for next month? Anything special to share?
I don't think I have anything. I'm excited. There's a lot of major releases that are dropping already last week with Thunderbolts and Ballerina. That was already two big headliners that our audience was really excited for. We've got a whole month full of, I think, great titles dropping every week. That starts to continue to roll into August. So I'm really excited about this time of year. The big summer movies that dropped earlier are starting to make their way into the digital world, and people can enjoy them at home finally. And I'm really excited for that to happen.
How soon after Superman hits the theaters would you guys get your copy?
When they give us the avail that it can be made available.
Have you ever gotten a copy when it was in the theater of any movie and you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna watch it here?
I have received copies of films while they were in their theatrical window for processing, and I have worked on them in segments. But I would not take popcorn and hang out. That's not a. That's
No.
not. There's no. There's a veil of professionalism that we unfortunately have to put over everything that we're doing. So
When you guys are doing your transfers and all that, is it like we're at our desks right here? And you're just like, let me just make sure it looks good, or do you have like the whole system, like a big home theater there?
no. Yeah, there's specifically we have specific rooms that are set up that have speaker arrays and TVs that are specifically formatted and tested to make sure that we have consistent color level that we're testing everything at, that we have everything come through so they can evaluate it properly.
Do you have like a flat screen and a sound bar set up?
It's not a sound bar. It's most of them are. It's we have a couple of different rooms, and so they're between 3.1 and 5.1. We don't have any big, deep, super Atmos array, but we are testing to make sure the speaker arrangement looks right. Atmos is pretty consistent. They don't really do bad audio outlays in Atmos deployment.
Do you have like normal consumer grade TVs, or you have like Sony
Yeah, no,
monitors or
it's
something?
most popular consumer grade televisions
Okay.
that are out there. That's what we're trying to do. I don't want it to be too skewed to like we had a period when we were doing stuff in the past when we had these other higher technical monitors, which are, I guess, aspirational but unrealistic. I would rather have a better understanding of what everything's looking like. I would rather know what the tuning issues might be so that I can talk to support about that, so that we can see if anything can emerge as an issue that we have to make sure we're taking care of.
Got you. What size screens?
They're just 65s
Okay.
because we have small offices that they have to fit into. So we're trying to keep the viewing size and viewing range right.
Oh, your office is black or white?
Are our offices black or white?
Yeah, like the room that you guys are transferring these.
Are they? Oh, they're simple base offices with blackout, with lighting blackout put in order to keep them dark.
I'm like picturing some kind of a editing studio or something like that.
Yeah, similar to that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that wraps it up, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Anything new coming up, Kellen, on your end, Dream Media wise?
Nothing new, too crazy. These tariffs are kind of whatever they're wanting to do with that, and all the companies are scrambling on the back end. But yeah, it's been okay. It's kind of been an uphill battle since that word came about this year. But excited and happy to have the business that we do have. And if there's opportunity, if you have any questions, particularly on Kaleidescape, definitely happy to help answer those. And yeah. anything that we can do during your business, that'd be great.
Nice. And when is that affordable terror server coming out, Luke?
Shane, it's wonderful to speak with you always. Thank you for having me on. Do you have, and we never get to turn the question around on you. Do you have anything exciting coming up in July that you wanted to let everybody know about?
Plug.
Nothing
own
really. Just stay
podcast.
tuned. Stay tuned for the next Kaleidescape Dream Media podcast next month, coming up in August. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave some comments down below. We'll see you next month. Bye bye.
Thanks, guys. Good
Have a
seeing
good
you.
one, everybody.